This is the Projekt Gemineye update, brought to you by Riffical Records. And here's your host, Mark Anthony K. Greetings, friends, and welcome to episode 113 of the Projekt Gemineye update. So this week, we revealed the fourth guest bass player, and it's going to be quite a big one for me, a very important one that I never thought I would get on my music or on my albums, and I'm extremely grateful that he is on this album. But before we get to the reveal, let's just talk about the guitar that I'm holding in my hand, and the guitar I used in the opening music piece. This week, I've been doing them for the last couple of weeks. I'm having quite a lot of fun doing them, to be quite honest with you. And in keeping with the sort of tradition of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, it's to show you the guitars that are being used on the new album, Projekt Gemineye, in the year 3073 Book 2. Now, this guitar here is a Jackson. I believe they call it a dinky. It's such a stupid name for a guitar. But I love this guitar. Back in the day, I had a guitar endorsement with Jackson Guitars. This is one of the guitars that I got. And I really love this guitar. It's sort of like my own little model that I did for myself. You can see that I have a few emblems. Like this here is a Harley Davidson emblem on the tip of the neck here at the very top there. You see that circular logo thing. That's another Harley Davidson logo on the top there. I was very much into Harley Davidson motorcycles. I still am, of course, but my dream of owning one has pretty much gone out the window when I broke my leg and started having a bit of issues with some joints. So, you know, riding a huge Harley Davidson probably wouldn't have been the smartest idea, but I love them just the same. I know our good friend Mark Arnold has a Harley Davidson, looks fantastic, and yeah, I'm a big fan of it. But anyways, back to the guitar. If I would have ended up staying with Jackson and making a signature model, I probably would have based it around this and probably kept that sort of Harley Davidson motif on it. This is a, I believe, alder body guitar. I think either alder or basswood. This is a maple neck and maple fretboard. The pickups on it are very nice. They're Seymour Duncan. The one in the bridge position, which is back here, is a Jeff Beck pickup, and the front is a jazz pickup. Oh hi, sorry to interrupt, but I did forget to mention something pretty important, and I think I should talk about it now, because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering about this. Sorry about that. And that is, what's happening to the Lace Cut records? Well, they are done, and I have them right here. So, just to give you a really quick overview of it, you get it in this nice black simple sleeve. Inside the simple sleeve is a nice poly-lined inner, and inside the poly-lined inner is the lace cut record. There you go. Green side, red side, side A, side B. One side has 1, 2, 3 songs on it, and the other side has 1, 2, 3 songs on it. Yeah, which is sort of odd. Well, it's not odd, but for some reason I thought it was arranged differently. But whatever, that's not important. What's important is that it is done and it looks fantastic. And here is a simple insert sheet that comes with it, telling you what is in this release, all the information. You have the Lost Science files and the Black Friday Record Store Day release. Now, the thing is, and I apologize for this already, when I put the songs here, I just listed what's on each release. I'm not 100% certain how she cut it, because I know that she wanted to arrange it in such a way that it gave the maximum audio quality, the way it was structured. But those songs are on here. What I will do is I will take a listen to it later on, and I will make a note and put a post up of what the actual proper running order is of the songs. But I'm pretty sure that it's arranged in a logical way. So these will get sent out starting tomorrow, which is Monday, and hopefully you will get them all very, very soon. So sorry for the interruption. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. In the front, they sound great. For the song that you just heard me play, I primarily just used the Jeff Beck in the back. It just sounds great for soloing, and this has a sort of Floyd Rose style whammy bar in the back. I believe this is just a model used by Jackson, their own kind of knockoff of it, but it plays really well. This thing never goes out of tune. What the funny thing is, when I first picked this guitar up and was getting ready to prepare to play, I checked the tuning on it, and it was still like in tune from like the last time I played it, which was a couple of weeks ago. So that shows how good these things stay in tune. Again, great sound. Excuse me. And the one thing I like about the neck is nice and thin for soloing. For somebody like me who doesn't have the largest hands in the world, it's fantastic. But that's everybody's different. The kind of neck that people like to play on varies from person to person and player to player. So this is just the perfect type of neck for me, especially when it comes to guitar soloing. When it comes to rhythm playing, I prefer more the necks like on the Les Paul, which are slightly larger and a bit meatier to play. But yeah, this is the Jackson Dinky guitar. Again, fantastic guitar. I love how they have the little trim section here, so you can put it up against your body nice and close. Again, this is more like the guitars that the sort of modern shredders you always see playing, and it's for a reason they play them, because they're easy to play on and they're easy to play fast on. Now, my days of playing fast, I can still do it obviously, but I've become more of a melodic player. I think more of solos are more melodic. Maybe some more like legato style playing and things like that. But in any case, this guitar is ideal for what I do and ideal for this album for in the year 3073 Book 2. All the solos are going to be done on this guitar. Maybe one or two might be done on my Strat. If that's the case, then you might see a video with that guitar as well. So enough about the guitar. I know you guys are here to see who the next or final who the last guest bass player is for the album. So we will reveal that in just a moment, right after this. Greetings, friends, and we're back. So, on to the reveal. Now, before I reveal who the last bass player is, let me tell you a little story and let me take you back a little bit. Very important. Now, back in 2009, I attended a music convention called NAMM. Here's my pass. As you can see, I was endorsee of Jackson Guitars, which is listed right up here where it says underneath my name there. And with that A that's in the block there means that I was an artist. So this is not open to the public. This is only open to artists, musicians, obviously, and companies to show off gear, which is why you'll see all kinds of musicians from all over the world. Everybody from, anybody you can think of musically are at these conventions, and that's why you can, meet them and stuff like that if you're lucky. And if you're a musician like me who was endorsed by a company like Jackson Guitars, you can go to this and, rub elbows with some of the big people and make connections and stuff. It's a fantastic opportunity for musicians, and that's why I always try to tell people to try to get an endorsement as early as you can, even if it's an endorsement where you don't get free product, even if it's an endorsement that you get 50% off of stuff. It's still good to go through it, because it's these kind of events that you can go to that could help propel your career forward. Now, the funny thing is, after I got back from this, I received an email and a message on my Facebook. And the message simply said, "Hey, I saw that you're at NAMM. Sorry I didn't meet up with you. Here's my phone number. Give me a call. We haven't talked in a long time." And I looked at who it was and I was like, really? Did I met him before? So anyway, I took the opportunity and called this person. And after he realized that he had made a mistake or mistaken me for somebody else, and we started laughing, and after 45 minutes of talking on the phone, realizing, it didn't really matter, we just made new friends with each other. We just kept in contact, and I've spoken with this guy many a times. In fact, I've spoken to him many a times on the Yes Music podcast as well, so that should give it away. I'm talking about Mr. Billy Sherwood. Yes, Mr. Billy Sherwood, bass player for Yes, is the final guest on my new album. And man, was I ever happy that he agreed to do it, because as you all know, I'm a lifelong fan of Yes. I've collected so much of their stuff and been a fan from the beginning to even now. I've been a very vocal supporter of Yes now in this lineup, which I think is just a brilliant lineup for Yes, and I've enjoyed seeing them live. I mean, I can go on and on about it, but let's talk a little bit about Billy Sherwood. Before he joined Yes, he did a lot of things. He did his own groups, one of them being World Trade. Now, I have the first World Trade album downstairs on vinyl, and I have a promo gold stamp copy of it. It's an amazing record. In fact, it's so amazing that in 1989, now I'm reading my notes here, 1989, Sherwood was invited to meet Yes and potentially join as singer in 1989. He was approached by record executive Derek Schulman, who suggested him. It said that by this time, Yes had suffered a setback when singer John Anderson had left to form ABWH. Sherwood was invited to jam with the remaining Yes members, Squire, Trevor Rabin, drummer Alan White, and keyboardist Tony Kaye, with the intention of Sherwood on lead vocals. By the time the five had recorded some demos, they merged with the members of ABWH in 1990 to become the 8-man formation of Yes, which lasted until 1992. And he was not a part of that as far as recording. Well, no, let me correct myself. He was not a participating member live on stage with them, but he did write with them, obviously. And they're talking about this album, Union, here. And he did write with Chris Squire a song on here called The More We Live. And in my opinion, that's probably one of the best songs on this album. And I'm not just saying that because, he's playing on my record. I'm saying that I would have said that if he didn't play on this record. I mean, there's other songs here that are fantastic, of course. Lift Me Up is brilliant. Miracle of Life is a fantastic song. I Would Have Waited Forever I really enjoyed. But I honestly think that that's one of the best songs on this record, is the one that he wrote with Chris Squire. Now, his work with Yes was quite a lot, actually, before he became a permanent member. Now, before I get to that, I wanted to show you I have his other record with World Trade here, Unify, which is another fantastic record. This is more recent. I'm trying to remember what year is 2017, I think it says. Yeah, 2017. I think there's a picture of them in here. Yeah, and Billy is sort of the guy in the middle there. The guy with the necklace, with the leather jacket. That's Billy. Yeah. Great guy. Like I said, I've spoken to him many a times. Not only is he a fantastic bass player and vocalist, but the man is a fantastic engineer and producer. So much so, Yes knew this, okay? And this release may seem familiar to some people. Keys to Ascension. Now, this is a fantastic, 4-disc version. I think it's 4-disc or 5-disc or whatever. Some crazy, 5-disc version of this. It's, insane. I don't know if I can show this all here. Yeah, I got this a while ago, but the studio cuts, because this is a live album. Okay, it was recorded in San Luis Obispo in 1996, and there are studio tracks that were recorded here. Be the one that was on the first version of the Keys to Ascension, because there was 2 versions that came out separately, and then in the end they made a big, huge box version of it. But then on the second release of it, Part 2, they did studio tracks again, and that was Mind Drive, Footprints, Bring to the Power, Children of Light, and Sign Language. Great stuff, okay? And who engineered it and did the production with them? Billy Sherwood. And I think he needs to get a lot of credit for that, because when that came out, a lot of people said that this was a return to form for Yes, as far as getting back to some of the music that the people loved from Yes, that they were sort of moving away from, people thought. So he was given quite the challenge, I think, in terms of getting them to get back to that sort of place in their musical development. But they trusted him enough that after this was done, they got him back in for production again. And that was on this album, Open Your Eyes. Now, a lot of people in the Yes community don't like this album. I don't know why. I think, honestly, it's one of my favorite records as far as sonically. The opening 2 tracks, New State of Mind and Open Your Eyes, are one of the best 1-2 punches on a record I've heard in a long time. And even if you don't like the music, or if the songs are not up to what you believe is Yes standard music, the production and the sound of this record is probably the best that they had sounded in a long time. After this happened, he went out on tour with them as second guitarist. The funny thing is, before he went out as second guitarist, he was already second guitarist once before on the Talk tour with Trevor Rabin and that crew when they went out, and that was after Union. So he had been already playing with them in that capacity before. Then he was already in as permanent member when they released The Ladder, and he was permanently in as a guitar player at that time. So I believe that was probably one of the rare times that Yes were an actual 6-piece on album. This doesn't want to come out for some reason, but you'll see there in the credits, if I can get that in there, Billy Sherwood is credited as guitars and vocals on that album. One of my favorite lineups, Igor Koreshev on keyboards, by the way. Yeah, and then now he is in permanently, and they've been releasing a lot of live material. They will be releasing a studio album soon enough where he will be playing bass on it, and there you go, you can see that he's there playing bass. This is the 50th anniversary tour release that came out not that long ago, and also on this fantastic album as well, Topographic Drama, where they did the whole of the drama record live. There they are, Billy there on the end beside Alan White on the far right, well, the far right on the screen there, yeah, on this side you'll see him. So yeah, and I really love what he's done with the bass role. I mean, Chris Squire, you know, they were very close friends. Before Chris Squire passed away, and they did the tour while Chris was still alive, he had handpicked Billy to replace him on bass, and I'm sure told the guys in the band and let the Yes fans kind of know that if he did not make it, that he wanted Billy to replace him full time, and he has respected his wish, and Yes have continued, and he's done an amazing job. I have never been disappointed with what he's done with Yes as far as bass playing live and the backing vocals that he does. Just fantastic stuff. There's lots of other things that he was involved with. He also had a band with Chris Squire before called Conspiracy that did a couple of releases. One of them was in 2003, I believe. But he did a lot of stuff with them on the side. They were always writing together. And he also had another band called Circa, of which I have a release here called Valley of the Windmill. This is a really, really good record as well. It's interesting because this was released as well on Frontier Records, which seems to release everything that's progressive nowadays. I think they're sort of the home base for progressive bands that are in that sort of area of the 40-plus audience, so to speak. But yeah, great stuff on here. I mean, it's only 4 songs, and that should tell you how progressive it is. I mean, it's like Silent Resolve is 14.5 minutes, Empire Over is 10 minutes, Valley of the Windmill is 7.5 minutes, and Our Place Under the Sun is 20 minutes long. Great stuff, great record. I absolutely love it, and it's highly suggested to people who are into that sort of music. Now, before I wrap things up here, I just wanted to also tell you some of the other things that he's done, some of the other projects that he was involved with here. Behind the board, Billy Sherwood has worked with Motorhead, Dangerous Toys, Paul Rogers, formerly of Bad Company, as producer and engineer. Sherwood has also guested on Toto's Kingdom of Desire album, singing and playing bass. He's also produced a couple of tribute albums, including Jeffology, a tribute to Jeff Beck. Sherwood then joined Yes on tour as an additional musician, playing guitar and keyboards for their tour in Talk. So that's that time period. Sherwood also appeared along William Shatner in the season 14 premiere of Hell's Kitchen, where they met Blue Team as part of their reward for winning the Signature Disc Challenge. Sherwood also worked as producer, mixer, and engineer on more tribute records, including Dragon Attack, a tribute to Queen, Salute to AC/DC, and Crossfire, and a tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan. What am I talking about? A tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan. Okay, so here is a bunch of things that he has done. Solo albums: The Big Piece in 1999, No Comment 2003, All at the Speed of Life 2008, What Was the Question 2011, The Art of Survival 2012, Divided by One 2014, Citizen 2015, that's a great album. Citizen in the Next Life 2019, that's also a good record. In World Trade, he had World Trade in 1989, Euphoria in 1995, and Unify in 2017. I don't have Euphoria, I really must get it. With Yes, he did Open Your Eyes in 1997, The Ladder 1999, House of Yes, that's a live album from the House of Blues in 2000, Topographic Drama, which I just showed you here, 2017, and Yes 50, which I also showed you right here. That was in 2019. Also, production, songwriting, and various instruments on Union, mixing on Keys to Ascension, Heaven and Earth, Like It Is, which is the Yes at Bristol Hippodrome, and Like It Is, Yes at the Mesa Arts Center, which is some good stuff as well, highly recommended. There's a lot of circus stuff. Another thing I want to recommend highly is he did a record called The Prog Collective, where he got a bunch of musicians within the prog community, Rick Wakeman, John Wetton, just every possible person involved in some sort of progressive rock band was asked to play on these albums. And the first one is just The Prog Collective, and the second album is called Epilogue, and it's songs that he wrote, and he maybe just did drums or maybe played, some parts in it, and other people contributed solos, keyboard solos, vocals, stuff like that. Amazing stuff. The Prog Collective. I think it's also available still on vinyl, so if you want to get it, look online and grab it. He's done so many other things too. Other appearances on records that he's appeared on: Deep Purple, Slaves and Masters. He's also appeared on Toto's Kingdom of Desire, Motorhead's March or Die, Air Supply's The Vanishing Race, Dangerous Toys, Pissed, Yes, Keys to Ascension, Def Leppard, All I Want Is Everything. He's also appeared on Rat Collage, that album. He's appeared on Quiet Riot's Alive and Well, Carmine Appice's Guitar Zeus, Fear Factory's Digimortal. I did not know that he was on that. I love Fear Factory. Jack Russell For You in 2002 he appeared on. Todd Rundgren and His Friends for 2002. Asia, Silent Nation, John Five's album Vertigo in 2004, Michael Schenker, Heavy Hitters in 2005. Literally the list of things that he's done. It's showing a blank screen. Come on. I wish I would. There we go. The list of stuff that he has done is just unbelievable what this guy has done. And he's doing stuff all the time. Nectar, William Shatner's album, Ponder the Mystery he did. Peter Banks, Be Well, Be Safe, Be Lucky, the anthology. David Cross and Peter Banks, Crossover, which is in 2020 release. And John Holden, Rise and Fall, 2020 release. He's doing stuff all the time. And now, during the whole pandemic here, he has been writing and working on stuff as we speak. And one of the things that he did was playing bass on one of my songs, which he played on the final track of my album, which right now tentatively is called The Finale, which is the instrumental track that ends this album and sort of segues into book 3. Yes, there is going to be a book 3. But yeah, he did a great job. You want to hear some great bass playing by Billy Sherwood? Wait till you hear this. I was so happy with what he gave me, and I think it's going to be very much loved by the people who love Yes, and I really hope you guys check it out when this record comes out. Like I said, Billy Sherwood's on this doing some great stuff. Lee Pomeroy's on here doing some great stuff. David Donnelly did some amazing bass stuff, and of course my good friend and partner Joe Bailey has done a bass for actually 2 songs. I got him to do another song for me because I was kind of not stumped, but I was kind of running out of time. I wanted to move forward with some stuff, and I asked him to do some bass for me on another song, and he's now on 2 songs on this record. And great stuff. I do play bass on one of the songs on this record too. We'll get to that another time. But I am very happy with this record. I'll just put that out there right now. I think it's easily going to be my best record. I know every artist says that, oh, my new record is going to be the best record. But I really have that feeling that this record is going to really connect. And I really hope it does with you people out there. You've been fantastic supporters. And I think that if you, put this on and listen to it, I think that you'll find that it's probably the strongest work I've done in a long time. I do listen to my supporters. I know a lot of you people liked some of my earlier stuff, like An Ordinary Day and stuff like that. So now was a little bit more keyboards on it than some of my later stuff. So there is some more keyboards on this record than the last couple. So I think that that'll satisfy and make those people happy that we're looking for that sort of material. So I'm very much looking forward to getting this record done. I'm on keyboards right now. I've broken it up into 3 kind of sections. Right now, I'm just finishing up using the EX7 for all the songs. Next, I'm going over to the Gaia that I have prepared over there, and I'll go through all the songs with that keyboard. And then last but not least, I'll go through it with my Novation Base Station keyboard, which is kind of like my little mini Moog replica, and go through all the songs with that and see what I need to use that for. And then we're on to guitar solos. And once the guitar solos are done, that's it. Time to mix. So we're not far from completion, my friends. So I hope you're excited as I am with the announcement of Billy Sherwood being the last guest bass player on this record. So I guess I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you for listening. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel yet. Hit the like button too. It helps me getting my stuff out to a bit more people. And, numbers have been slowly going up, which is good. So more people who see it, the more people may pass the word around. And, I think it's a good thing. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am very excited, as you can probably tell, about all this. This has been a very fun record to make. And I'm almost going to be sorry when it's done because I had so much fun making this record this time. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all very soon. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.